Hi, good afternoon. My name is Christian. I'm going to talk about modern ways of teaching. I have put three that I consider relevant, which are collaborative learning, gamification, and self-learning. What is collaborative learning? In short, collaborative learning is an active learning method that leads students to develop new ideas and knowledge through the collective construction of common knowledge and favors the development of personal, interpersonal, and social skills. Learning approach involves students working together on activities or learning tasks in a small groups, to ensure that everyone participates. Where is collaborative learning applied? Uh, collaborate, Collaborative learning is a new way in which we can develop long range projects, and its application is focused both in a classroom and for professional and organizational development. The next, uh, what is gamification? Is learning through video games or playing games based on education is a one of the modern teaching techniques called gamification as students, and the past has proved that the education sector can make efficient use of those video games to ensure an excellent educational platform for the students. Such games based on education are popular among the students, which helps in teaching them about different stuff. And the point of gamification is to inspire users to engage with the content, especially with tasks that are not enjoyable, such as an in-depth safety training program or complex training. Some examples of game mechanics use the gamification are goals, complete the task and get a reward, such as baggage, and or points. And another, what is self-learning? The self-learning is the ability of a person to acquire a knowledge without depending on an instructor or guide. That is, the person is autonomous and develops their abilities on their own, and at their own pace. Also, self-learning is an approach to learning where the individual makes the effort to identify their own learning needs, set learning goals, find the necessary resource, and evaluate their own knowledge. For example, a 5 years old who, guided by the curiosity, left through a book exhibits a self-learning tendency, such as at any time when a personal is making a focused attempt to acquire new knowledge and no and sorry to acquire new knowledge in a private setting is a considered self-learning. Continue, my partner.
Okay, hello, good afternoon. My name is Jessica, and I'm going to tell you about the use of TICs nowadays because our team is basically talking about, how the new technology is going to help us to learn and to teach English in a better way nowadays. So basically, I'm going to tell you about how the TICs were on the past and how they are now in the future or in the present nowadays. Well, in the past, we only had books and TV, also radio, to learn basically new languages or to learn basically everything that we want to learn. And I don't know if you remember, there was a thing called, I think, English by Disney or Disney for English, something like that, in which the company of Disney sell these, they were like DVDs and books. And with that, they were going to teach the kids how to speak in English. But those were books, and you didn't have like the approach to a teacher if you ever need a question or if you ever need an answer. And so it wasn't like really really nice to have something like that, because like I said earlier, you need an approach to a teacher, even if it's virtual or something, but you need approach to a teacher, because we as students of course have questions about things, and it will never be over of us to have questions about basically everything that we intend to learn, and that's okay, because if we don't ask, then we are not going to learn properly. So yes, in the past we only had books and basically the radio. When I said the radio, it's like they sell these like tapes in where you can put on the tape on the radio on the recording machine, and then it will like play, and you will hear by repetition of the voice in the tape. Like, okay, so we're going to count from 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you need to hear it and then repeat it by yourself. So how will you know that you are repeating it right, or how do you know that you are listening right? And we also have to take in mind that there's a lot of type of learning. And it's basically impossible that we all as humans are going to learn the same way, because there's people that learn by visually, or people that learn by hearing, or people that learn by basically moving their body, right, and touching things and all that stuff. So to be honest, speakingly by myself, I think that wouldn't be a nice way for me to learn English, because I need to move myself. I need like to play with something while I do something in order for me to memorize that something, or at least like keep that something in my brain. If not, it's really hard for me. So I think for me that wouldn't work, and I think I speak for a lot of people also, that that thing of the radio and the books and the TV wouldn't work as the same. And nowadays we have a lot of things that my classmates are going to talk about in a moment. And there's basically a lot of application, there's a lot of programs, there's a lot of these things that are computers. There's a lot of classes that we can take there, and it's basically helped us a lot. Like, again, I'm going to speak by from by an personal experience. I learned English by only listening to songs, and by hearing how the people talk in English, and that's the only thing that really kept me going in learning how to speak English. And also by myself, because I have to pronunciate the words, because I like to sing and I have to pronunciate the words correctly. So in order for me to sing properly, and that really helped me a lot. And I think there's also like little games on the apps that is going to help you a lot if you want to learn basically how to speak properly the language and all stuff. It's like the games on the app. It makes it more dynamic. It doesn't feel just like you're going to hear and then repeat again and hear and repeat again. And it's just like playing games while you're learning is a really nice way to like move your brain and to move your body. It's really nice to develop that way of learning and teaching also. And nowadays, to be honest, I mean, speaking for myself again, I think it's more easy to learn a language, talking about English, for the people that don't know properly the language. It's more easier. It's easier now because there's a lot of easy ways to do so, and there's a lot of, if you can go to a class in in person, you can maybe just like use Zoom, or you can use YouTube. Even there's a lot of teachers out there that are teaching for free, so that's fine. And there's a lot of songs actually. There's a lot of ways that, if you think about it, it's like similar to the old days, to the past, by teaching English, but it has like their own kind of similar way and their own kind of different way. So that's amazing. And my classmates are going to talk about this in a moment. So yes, that's